Good morning all of you. This video is actually continuation of my previously taught video. In that video we were discussing about acid, bases and salt. In that we discuss up to acid, bases, indicator and pH scale. In the starting of this chapter I told you that this chapter is basically divided into two important parts. First part deals with the introduction and detailed study of acids and bases along with the some salt. Now second half which deals with formation and uses of the some salt which we are using in our day-to-day life. So let's just see what are the content we will study in this video. So starting with first topic, that is salt and its type. Second one is formation of salt. Third is chemicals obtained from common salt, means what are the different types of other chemicals we will able to obtain from salt. Extraction of sodium chloride, how common salt is get extracted, that we will discuss. Along with that we will deal with the study and preparation and uses of sodium hydroxide, which is also called as caustic soda, bleaching powder, baking soda, washing powder and plaster of Paris. One more point is there, that is water of crystallization. Now let's just start our topic. What is salt? Basically, salt are ionic compound that contains two groups of positively charged ion, that is H ion, and negatively charged ion, that is OH ion. In chemistry we can say that salt is produced when acid and bases are get combined together in equal proportion, whereas naturally salt is found in sea water. We can say that, as we discussed earlier also, with the help of neutralization reaction, ki whenever any acid react with base or whenever any base react with acid, a formed product is a type of salt. So we can say that in term of chemistry that salts are a ionic compound which is formed by the anion and cation. In naturally we are able to get salt from sea water through evaporation process, and after that we will do the distillation process. Now let's just see the types of different salt. How many types of salts are there? Types of salt. So the first type of salt is normal salt or neutral salt. Second type of salt is known as acid salt. Third type of salt is known as basic salt. Fourth type of salt is known as double salt. Fifth type of salt is known as mixed salt, and last type of salt is known as complex salt. If you see in this chart, there is on the basis of salt is divided on the basis of constituent and on the basis of dissociation in water, means what are the different type of constituent is present in salt, on that basis salts are divided, and how salts are easily get dissolved in water, in that basis again salt is classified. So on the basis of constituent ki which type of constituent are present in that, whether it is a weak or strong, on that basis it is divided into acidic salt, neutral salt and basic salt. And on the basis of dissociation of water, means when we dissolve any salt in water, whether it get dissociated, whether it get completely dissociated or whether it get partially dissociated, on that basis it is divided into three parts. Completely dissociated salts are two types, that is mixed salt and double salt, and incompletely or partially dissociated salt is complex salt. Now up to there you understood the basis and the classification of salt. Salts are classified into two bases, that is on the basis of constituent and on the basis of dissolution in water. Some salts are easily get dissolved in water, or we can say that completely dissociated. On that basis two type of salt is there, that is mixed salt and double salt. When salts are not completely get dissociated in water or partially dissociation shows, then it is a single type of salt, that is known as a complex salt. And on the basis of constituent it is divided into three types, that is acidic salt, neutral salt, or basic salt. Now let's just study all these salt in detail and along with their examples. Normal salt. What is normal salt or neutral salt? Normal salt is a salt which is formed by the complete replacement of hydrogen atom from an acid molecule by the means of metal or a group of element acting like a metal. Examples: the compound like KCl, NaCl, FeSO4, Na2SO4, FeCl2, all are known as a normal salt. Or we can say that ki whenever any strong acid react with strong base, it shows the complete neutralization reaction. So whenever a complete neutralization occurs, so that type of salt is known as a normal salt, or we can say that neutral salt, because the complete dissociation will takes place. In that, the presence of hydrogen atom is completely replaced by the bases, and by this a new type of salt is get formed. Now, acidic salt. Acidic salt is that type of a salt which is formed by the partial neutralization of. Partial neutralization means when base is not capable enough to neutralize complete acid. That is known as a partial neutralization. When base is not able to completely neutralize present amount of acid, that is known as a partial neutralization of diprotic or a polyprotic acid. Diprotic means that we already discussed ki whenever any acid contain two replaceable hydrogen atom or two or more replaceable hydrogen atom, then it is called as diprotic or polyprotic acid, is known as a acidic salt. And whenever you get a solution of these salt, the solution is acidic in nature. Basically, these salts are formed by the combination of strong acid and weak base. For example, like NaHSO4, KH2, PO4, etc. See, strong acid react with strong base, then it will give you sodium bisulfate along with water molecule at low temperature. Whenever low temperature will occur, whenever there is a low temperature and strong acid react with strong base, so the given amount of base is not capable enough to neutralize whole amount of acid, then a formed product is known as a acidic salt. You will understand clearly by this. See, and when you prepare the solution, you will get it a acidic solution. That is all about acidic salt. Now let's just discuss basic salt. Basic salt or alkali salt. Alkali is what? Whenever bases are get dissolved in water, that is known as alkali. So whenever the given amount of acid is not capable enough to neutralize given bases completely, then it is known as a basic salt. Whenever a given amount of acid is not capable enough to neutralize given amount of base, then in product one or two replaceable hydroxide ion is present, and that type of salt is known as a basic salt or oxy salt. We can see the salt formed by the partial neutralization of strong base by a weak acid. Very common it is. Whenever any strong base react with weak acid, then the formed salt is known as a basic salt. That I already told you कि whenever the given amount of acid is not capable enough to neutralize given amount of acid, or given amount of acid is not capable enough to neutralize given amount of base, so that type of salt is known as a basic salt. In simple word, you will understand like this कि whenever any strong base react with weak acid, so the formed salt is known as a basic salt. Why? Because when you dissolve in water and measure the pH, you will get the basic value. That's why it is called as a basic salt. For example, like white lead 2 PbCO3 plus PbOH twice. Whenever here it react, what you will get? You will get a basic lead carbonate. Means you will get at least one or two replaceable hydroxide ion, and that is known as a alkali salt or basic salt. Now, what is double salt? Double salt is basically made up of one or more anion and cation. That is known as a double salt. Whenever any salt contain more than one cation or anion, then it is known as a double salt. They are obtained by the two different salt crystallized in the same ionic lattice. Means two different ions get combined together and form a salt. Like your potassium sodium tartrate. Potassium, for example, potassium sodium tartrate, it is known as a double salt. Okay, one more example of double salt is there, that is your alum, K2SO4 Al2SO4 whole thrice 24 H2O. That is also an example of double salt. Whenever any in simple language you will understand कि double salt is that salt which is formed by the combination of two or more cation and anion. The most common example is alum, whose formula is K2SO4 Al2SO4 का whole thrice 24 H2O. K2SO4 dot Al2SO4 whole thrice dot 24 H2O. This 24 behave dot H2O behave like a water of crystallization. So this is known as a double salt. Now, mixed salt. What is mixed salt? The salt that consists of fixed proportion of two salts. A salt that consists of fixed proportion of two salts and often sharing either a common cation or common anion is known as a mixed salt. Mixed salt is formed by the combination of two salt which is sharing common anion or common cation. For example, your bleaching powder or calcium oxychloride. All the oxy salts are known as a mixed salt only. CaOCl2, that is known as a mixed salt. Now let's just see the example and what exactly the complex salt is. What is complex salt? A complex salt is a salt which contain a complex ion or complex neutral molecule in which there is a center metal is surrounded by the number of neutral molecules or negative ions, like K4FeCN6, potassium ferrocyanide, potassium ferricyanide. These are the example of complex salt. What is complex salt? Complex salt is a very complex in nature in that the center metal is surrounded by either neutral molecules or negative ion, that is known as a complex salt. For example, potassium ferrocyanide, potassium ferricyanide or potassium argentocyanide. Just see the structure what I am trying to say. When you dissolve in water, what you will get? 4K plus in bracket you will get Fe in center and 6 atom of cyanide is attached like this. This is whenever you will see their center metal is attached by any neutral molecule or negative anion, then it is known as a complex salt. Now, what are the properties of salt? Properties of salt: they are hard, brittle and crystalline solid. Crystal clear, shine is there. They are hard in nature. Brittle means when we used to break it, it just get break down into pieces. Raw form of salt might be you saw that. Then the compound sodium chloride has very different property from the element sodium and chlorine. Whenever there is a formation of salt, so that salt is completely shows the different property than the reacting element. Like for example, sodium chloride itself only. Sodium chloride is formed by the combination of sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. In that, after the formation, it shows the totally different property than the sodium or the chlorine atom. Now, next point is that salt water contain ions and it fairly good conductor of electricity. Definitely, whenever we dissolve any salt in water, it just get dissociated in their appropriate ion, and because it contain ions, that's why it is able to conduct electricity. This electrostatic force of attraction hold the ion together and chemical bond is said to form between them. Because of that, see, because it is hard in nature, one type of force of attraction is working, which is known as intermolecular force of attraction, which bind all molecule together and give rigidity to the structure of any salt. Now, let's just see the uses, or we can say that how common salt is get used in the preparation of different type of chemicals like caustic soda, bleaching powder, baking soda, washing soda, plaster of Paris, how it is useful. So before that, we have to know that what is common salt, what is its property, and how we extract it from sea. That we have to know. Then we will discuss the preparation of caustic soda, baking soda and all. Let's just see. Now, before that, just see the method of preparation of salt. How we are able to prepare any salt. So the first method is that the method used to prepare a salt depend upon the solubility of salt in water, means whether it is a soluble or not. If it is a soluble, then it is categorized into two type of salt, that is a mixed salt and double salt. If it is partially soluble in water or dissociate in water, then it will form, you can say that, a complex salt. And another thing is that at the time of combination of strong acid and strong base, then a neutral salt is get formed. Whenever strong acid and weak base get combined, it will form a acidic salt. Whenever strong base and weak acid get combined, it will form a basic salt. Now let's just see some reactions by which we are able to obtain our salt. So a soluble salt can be prepared by the following reaction. Acid react with alkali, it will give you salt and water. Acid react with metal, it will give you salt and hydrogen gas. Similarly, acid react with base, it will give you salt and water. Acid react with metal carbonate or metal bicarbonate, then also you are able to get salt, water and carbon dioxide. That we already discussed in the chemical properties of acids and bases already. Now let's just discuss in a reaction form the preparation of salt. So the first reaction is by the reaction between metal and acid. That we all know that whenever any acid react with any metal, it will always give salt and water. So here Zn react with HCl and it will give you ZnCl2 along with hydrogen gas. So ZnCl2 is formed by the combination of two ions, that is Zn2 plus ion and 2Cl minus ion. That's why it is called as a salt. Similarly, zinc react with sulfuric acid and it will give zinc sulfate along with hydrogen gas. Now let's just see another method of preparation by the reaction of acid and bases. This is also known as neutralization reaction. Whenever any acid react with base, it will give you a neutral salt. Here strong base react with strong acid, it will give you neutral salt, that is NaCl. Similarly, when a weak base react with give a strong acid, then you will get a acidic salt. Similarly, by the direct union of metal and non-metal, we are able to also get our salt by the direct combination of metals and non-metal under a very high pressure. See, this is also known as direct combination. When we mix sodium metal along with chlorine gas under a high pressure, then we are able to get sodium chloride. Now let's just see the fourth method by the union of acidic oxide and basic oxide. That is also very common. Acidic oxide is which kind of oxide? Non-metallic oxide. Whenever non-metal get combined with oxygen, it is known as a acidic oxide. Why? Because when it get dissolved in water, it is able to produce acid. Similarly, all the metallic oxides are known as a basic oxide. Why? Because when we dissolve in water, we are able to get a base. So by the direct combination of metallic oxide and non-metallic oxide also, we are able to get salt. See here with the example, when carbon dioxide react with calcium oxide, we are able to get calcium carbonate. Similarly, when sodium trioxide react with sodium oxide, it will give you sodium thiosulfate or sodium sulfate. See, one more reaction is there by the reaction of metal and bases. Generally, bases doesn't react with metals, but under a certain condition, whenever any metal react with base, it always give a oxy salt. For example, when metal react with, suppose Zn only react with NaOH, so it will give you Na2ZnO2, means sodium zincate, which is a oxy salt. Now let's just see the uses of or the some information about common salt. Common salt. Now what is common salt? Common salt is your NaCl. NaCl is known as common salt. Now what is the name? How NaCl get its name? See, sodium chloride is the chemical name of a common salt. Sodium is an electrolyte that regulates the amount of water in our body. We all are knowing that sodium metal is very important part of our body because it helps in the proper circulation of our body. Sodium also play a major part in the nerve impulses. It control our mental balance, also muscle contraction. Sodium chloride used to the treatment to prevent sodium loss caused by the dehydration, excessive sweating and other causes. See, nowadays one very famous disease is there, that is a lack of sodium ion. When in our body there is a lack of sodium ion, patient used to lose their mental control. So in order to balance that, they need to take sodium chloride. So there is a huge importance of sodium chloride. The chemical formula of sodium chloride is NaCl and the molar mass of sodium chloride is 58.44 gram per mole. IPAC name is sodium chloride because it is a solid, so the melting point of sodium is 801 degree centigrade and the density is 2.16 gram per centimeter. Now let's just see the uses of common salt, and before that just see the extraction of common salt, how we extracting common salt from sea water. Why we are studying common salt here? Because with the help of common salt only we are preparing a lot more of many chemical substances. That's why we are studying common salt especially here. Now let's just see extraction method and uses of common salt and sodium chloride. See, sodium chloride naturally obtained from seawater by the process of distillation. Before distillation, evaporation process is done. Okay, but after the evaporation, some impurities are present along with the sodium chloride, like magnesium chloride, aluminum chloride, magnesium carbonate. These are the impurities present along with sodium chloride. So in order to get a purified form of sodium chloride, it undergo in the process of distillation. After that, a new and a fresh form of sodium chloride is obtained. So simply we can say that sodium chloride is extracted by the process of evaporation and distillation. Now let's just see the uses of sodium chloride. Absorb and transportation of nutrition, maintain blood pressure, maintain the right balance of fluid inside our body, transmit the nerve signal to maintain the mental balance, contraction and relaxation of our muscles of our body. The major importance of this sodium chloride is in a form of brine. In a form of brine, sodium chloride is usually used. Now, what is brine? Brine is 20% concentrated solution of salt, that is known as brine, which is used in a preparation of caustic soda, baking soda, washing soda, and many other things. So that's why for laboratory purpose, the role of sodium chloride is very important, because in form of brine, sodium chloride is used in a preparation of several products which help in our day-to-day life, like baking soda used for bakery industry, or baking something, washing soda for cleansing agent and used to clean the dirt, caustic soda also. Many uses are there. That's why we are using brine as a essential substance in a formation of caustic soda, baking soda, and washing soda. Now let's just see the sodium, how to prepare sodium hydroxide. Basically, sodium hydroxide is strong base. We all are knowing that sodium hydroxide is very strong base because it contains sodium ion and hydroxide ion. It is also known as caustic soda. See, the common name of sodium hydroxide is known as caustic soda or lye. It is obtained by the electrolytic decomposition of sodium chloride, or we can say that brine. Whenever there is a electrolytic decomposition of brine in aqueous solution, then we are able to get sodium hydroxide along with the release of hydrogen gas and chlorine gas. In this process of electrolytic decomposition of brine, aqueous solution of sodium chloride, brine decomposes to form sodium hydroxide. In this process, chlorine is obtained at anode and hydrogen gas is obtained at cathode as a byproduct, and this whole process is known as a chlor-alkali process. The whole process is known as a chlor-alkali process. Now all of you understood how sodium hydroxide is formed and how brine help in. Basically, we used to do electrolytic decomposition of brine, which is a concentrated solution of salt. Whenever brine is get under electrolytic decomposition, what happen? It will give sodium hydroxide as a product. Along with that, release of chlorine gas as a byproduct and release of hydrogen gas as a byproduct, which is further used in a several other preparation of other material. So this is the preparation reaction. Brine NaCl is undergo electrolytic decomposition. Then a sodium hydroxide is formed along with a chlorine gas and hydrogen gas. Now let's just see the uses of sodium hydroxide. Use of product of the electrolysis of, means after the electrolysis of brine, how it is used, how sodium hydroxide is used, how chlorine gas is used, how hydrogen gas is used. Let's just see. Hydrogen gas is used as a fuel in the making of ammonia for fertilizer. It is used as a fuel. Margarine, it is used in the making for fertilizers. So several uses of hydrogen gas is used. Nowadays, a hydrogen gas is widely used as a fuel. Chlorine gas is also used in water treatment, means to disinfecting in your polluted water. Manufacturing of PVC, we are using PVC pipe. Then disinfectant means it is used in a preparation of bleaching powder, pesticide, and many other uses are there, which we get after the use of chlorine gas only. Sodium hydroxide is used for the degrazing of metals, manufacturing of paper, soap, detergent, artificial fibers, bleaches, and etc. Likewise, this many uses are there of sodium hydroxide, of chlorine gas, of hydrogen gas, which we obtain after the electrolytic decomposition of brine. Now, let's just see the preparation of bleaching powder, how we are able to prepare bleaching powder. The chlorine gas which we obtain as a byproduct during the electrolytic decomposition of brine, that chlorine gas only we will use in a preparation of bleaching powder. Now, let's just see. See, bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is also known as a chloride of lime. This is another name of bleaching powder, that is chloride of lime. Okay, it is widely used for disinfecting water, and it is also used as a killing insects. Basically, it is a pale yellow solid. When you see, it is a pale yellow, means slightly white, slightly yellow in color. It is highly, we can say that it shows the exothermic reaction whenever it comes in contact with moisture. It shows the exothermic reaction. Why is it so? Because it releases slaked lime along with the liberation of heat. That's why it shows the exothermic reaction. The another name of bleaching powder is chloride of lime. How it is prepared? Just see, when slaked lime is treated with chlorine gas. Whenever slaked lime is treated with chlorine gas, then bleaching powder is formed, that is calcium oxychloride, CaOCl2, along with water molecule. You reverse back, then you will get CaOH along with chlorine gas. That's why whenever we used to spread bleaching powder on algae, what we are getting a very strong smell, and that smell is a smell of chlorine gas itself, and it having a huge amount of energy. That's why it was said that whenever bleaching powder comes in contact with water, it shows the exothermic reaction. Now, what are the, you can say that, uses or use of bleaching powder? See, the aqueous solution of bleaching powder is basic in nature. The term bleach means removal of color, and bleaching powder is often used as a bleach reagent. It works because of oxidation, means it helps in the oxidation process. Chlorine in bleaching powder is responsible for bleaching effect. See, nowadays in beauty parlors also we used to apply bleach na. Why? Because it just decolorizes the things. It is used for decolorizing, removal of color. So it is also one of the use, we can consider as one of the use of bleaching powder. The aqueous solution of bleaching powder is basic in nature. Now, the other uses of bleaching powder is used as a disinfectant to clean water, moss removal, weed killer, and etc. that we already discussed. Bleaching powder is used for bleaching on cotton in textile industry, bleaching of wood pulp, and paper industry. See, bleaching powder is also used in a preparation of paper industry. What happened? The bigger particles of paper, it help in the making the pulp of that paper, and then a proper sheet is get prepared. Bleaching powder is used as oxidizing agent, strong oxidizing agent in many industries such as textile industry, paper industry, and etc. So these are the uses of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is prepared by the treatment of chlorine gas on slaked lime. Then calcium oxychloride is formed, which is known as bleaching powder along with water molecule. Second thing is that whenever bleaching powder is treated with water molecule or aqueous solution of bleaching powder, shows the exothermic reaction. Why? Because it revert back the reaction and it gives us slaked lime along with the liberation of chlorine gas. And whenever it is spread on moss, then it releases a very specific smell, and that smell is due to the presence of chlorine gas itself. Now, let's just start our next topic, that is baking soda. Baking soda. We all are aware of what exactly the baking soda is. Baking soda is widely used in bakery industry. It is used to bake cakes, muffins, and other donuts likewise this. The chemical formula of baking soda is NaHCO3. Common name of sodium bicarbonate is baking soda. The chemical name of chemical name of baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. Now, how to prepare baking soda in laboratory? Several methods are there, but one method is very famous, that is a Solvay process method. Means it is a one type of a process or a method by which we are able to prepare baking soda. With the figure, it look like this, a white crystalline powder, or we can say that a amorphous powder. Amorphous powders are those powder which is not having any structure. A finely chopped powdered form is known as a amorphous powder. So baking soda is having a amorphous powder like structure. Second thing is that it is prepared through Solvay process. In that, what happened, the brine is treated with ammonia gas in presence of carbon dioxide and water molecule, and after that what will happen, we are able to get ammonium chloride along with sodium bicarbonate. When brine is treated with carbon dioxide and ammonia gas in the presence of water molecule, we are able to get ammonium chloride along with sodium bicarbonate, and that's how we used to prepare our baking soda. See, now let's just see the properties and uses of baking soda. Properties of baking soda. Sodium bicarbonate is white crystalline solid, that we already discussed, crystalline solid, and it appear fine powdered form, that I already told you it is present in a fine powdered form. It is a white crystalline solid. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric in nature means a substance which shows the dual nature, means whenever it get combined with acid it behave like a base, and whenever it get combined with base it behave like a acid. So it is amphoteric in nature. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is sparingly soluble in water, means it will not completely soluble in water. It is sparingly soluble in water. The thermal decomposition of sodium hydrogen carbonate result in the formation of soda ash along with the liberation of carbon dioxide and water molecule, which is widely used in bakery industry. See, whenever we used to heat baking soda, what we are able to get? We are able to get sodium carbonate, which is also known as soda ash. Along with carbon dioxide and water molecule. Another example is that after the heating effect of sodium bicarbonate, whatever the soda ash we obtain, it again undergo thermal decomposition. Then what we are able to get? We are able to get sodium oxide along with carbon dioxide, and this reaction is known as a dehydration reaction. Dehydration, means absence, hydration means water, means absence of water. A type of reaction in which water molecule is get removed, that is known as dehydration reaction. See, generally when we heat sodium bicarbonate, we are able to get sodium carbonate, which is known as soda ash, along with carbon dioxide and water molecule. Again, the formed soda ash undergo in a thermal decomposition process in order to give sodium oxide along with carbon dioxide. In that, the removal of water molecule is there. So that's why it is known as dehydration reaction. Now, before starting the topic, that is washing soda, one very important and very specific topic is there, that is water of crystallization. Now let's just discuss what is water of crystallization. Uses of baking soda. Before that, let's just see the uses of baking soda. Baking soda is used in baking powder, in which it is used. Uses of baking soda. Baking soda is used in making of baking powder. which is used in cooking as it produces carbon dioxide, which makes the batter soft and spongy. How? See, whenever baking soda is treated or mixed with tartaric acid, then it becomes baking powder, which is used in bakery industry, which make our cake or donut or muffins fluffier. Why? Because when we heat, it releases carbon dioxide gas, and this gas only make the thing fluffier and soft. Baking soda is also used as antacid. Baking soda is used in toothpaste, which make the teeth white and plague free. That also we study in last video only ki in toothpaste baking soda is present, which neutralizes the acid which is present in our mouth and which help in the decaying of tooth enamel. That's why we use toothpaste in which the baking powder or baking soda is present to neutralize that acid. Baking soda is used in cleaning of ornament made of silver. Again, it is used whenever there is corrosion takes place, so it apply on the silver ornament to clean that. Since sodium hydrogen carbonate gives carbon dioxide and sodium oxide on strong acid, thus it is used in fire extinguishers also. Baking soda is also used in fire extinguishers. Now let's just see water of crystallization. What is water of crystallization? Water of crystallization is a very specific phenomena. Basically, water of crystallization process is a process in which a certain amount of water molecule get attached with any salt in a very specific manner. That is known as a water of crystallization. Now understand like this, in chemistry, water of crystallization or water of hydration are water molecules that are present inside crystal, means crystal of salt. Water is often incorporated in the formation of crystals from aqueous solution. Whenever we used to dissolve salt in water, some amount of water molecule get attached and make it a water of crystal. After that, water of crystallization can be easily removed by heating a sample, and by this the water molecule just evaporated and anhydrous type of salt is remain. On the basis of water of crystallization, only two type of salt is there, that is hydrous salt and anhydrous salt. Hydrous salt are those salt in which our water molecules are present in attached form, and anhydrous salt are those salt in which water molecules are not present. Just understand with this figure only, water of crystallization refer to the water molecules that form an essential part of the crystalline structure. It is a very essential part of any salt, their internal structure. The empirical formula for water of crystallization has unique presentation. It has dot in between the compound and the water of component crystal. See, look at here, this example. This example is written CuSO4.5H2O. So that dot 5H2O is a water of crystallization. Whenever a certain amount of water molecule get attached with any salt along with dot, that time it is known as a water of crystal salt. Similarly, because of the presence of water of crystallization, any salt is having a specific color. For example, copper sulfate only. The chemical formula of copper sulfate is CuSO4.5H2O. That's why the color of copper sulfate is blue. But whenever we used to heat through excessive heating, what happened? The 5 molecule of water molecule get evaporated and we get a anhydrous form of salt, which is a colorless in nature. So whenever we used to heat copper sulfate, after heating a colorless copper sulfate we obtain. Why? Because the water molecule present in it is get evaporated. Similarly, other salts are also there. Sodium sulfate, Na2SO4.2H2O. So that .2H2O is water of crystal. I already explained a water of crystallization is a process in which a certain amount of water is get attached with any salt along with dot. So we used to represent water of crystal salt along with the salt like FeSO4 FeSO4.2H2O. See, it is a hydrous salt. Whenever this type of water molecule is present along with any salt, that salt is known as a hydrous salt, and whenever this water molecule is not present along with salt, that salt is known as a anhydrous salt. So on the basis of water of crystallization, two type of salt is present, that is hydrous salt and anhydrous salt. Now let's just see how to make baking soda, how to make washing soda. The process of formation of washing soda is very common or very unique. We can say that we are able to get washing soda by the continuous heating of baking soda only. See what exactly happen whenever we treat baking soda through thermal decomposition process. We are able to get soda ash, and that soda ash undergo water of crystallization process, and after that the product which we obtain is known as a washing soda. Now let's just see the common name of washing soda is, we call it washing soda. The chemical name of washing soda is sodium carbonate decahydrate. Sodium carbonate decahydrate, that is a chemical name of washing soda. Exactly here it is written that sodium carbonate plus decahydrate. This is the complete, this name is incomplete name. The actual name of washing soda is sodium carbonate decahydrate. The chemical formula of sodium carbonate is Na. Washing soda is Na2CO3.10H2O. That is a chemical formula of washing soda. How we are able to obtain? We are able to prepare washing soda by continuous heating of baking soda, and after that whatever the soda ash we obtain, it undergo water of crystallization process, and then we are able to get our washing soda. Washing soda also we are able to obtain from Solvay process only. Now let's just see. See, washing soda is synthesized through Solvay process. Solvay process involves the reaction of sodium chloride, ammonia, carbon dioxide in water. Carbon dioxide involved in produced through calcium carbonate, and the calcium oxide left in the recovering of ammonia, and ammonia from ammonium chloride. See what exactly happened. In the starting of washing soda, we use Solvay process. In that, the raw materials are calcium carbonate, ammonia gas, carbon dioxide, water molecule, brine. These are the raw materials. What exactly happened? In the first step, we used to heat calcium carbonate in order to obtain carbon dioxide and calcium oxide. This carbon dioxide mixed along with brine and ammonia gas in presence of water. Due to that, what happened? Baking soda is get formed along with ammonium chloride. Again, this baking soda is get heated, and because of that sodium carbonate is formed. Dry form of sodium carbonate is formed, which is known as soda ash. Again, the sodium carbonate undergo in water of crystallization process, and due to that 10 molecule of water is get attached with sodium carbonate, and our washing soda we are able to obtain, that is Na2CO3.10H2O. That is how we are able to obtain our washing soda. So the simple is that first we dissociate, or first we heat calcium carbonate in order to get carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is treated with sodium chloride, which is in a form of brine in presence of water molecule and ammonia gas. By this we are able to get baking soda, and this baking soda is heated in order to give soda ash, which is Na2CO3. Again, this soda ash undergo water of crystallization process by the addition of 10 molecule of water, and after that we are able to get our washing soda. Now, what are the uses of washing soda? Washing soda is used for removing burnt on green from kitchen utensils. It is prominently used in soap, glass and paper industry. It also helps in the removal of permanent hardness of water. Washing soda is used in the removal of permanent hardness of water. And last, it is used as a raw material in the manufacturing of various sodium compound, for example borax. It is used in a preparation of borax. Now our last most important salt is plaster of Paris. Now let's just see how it is prepared. Plaster of Paris. How plaster of Paris is prepared? Basically, by the name itself clear, plaster of Paris, a compound which originally discovered in Paris. That's why its name become plaster of Paris. Now, plaster of Paris is a chemical compound consisting of white powder which harden when exposed to moisture and allowed to dry. Its chemical formula is CaSO4 half H2O, and it's better known as calcium sulfate hemihydrate. See, plaster of Paris, the name itself represents that it is basically or first time originated in Paris. That's why its name become plaster of Paris. Its chemical formula is CaSO4 half H2O, and the chemical name is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Means hemi means half, hydrate means water molecule. Basically, it is used for plastering, for whitewashing. In our houses we used to do designing na, and for that designing we use POP, and that POP is only plaster of Paris. Now let's just see the preparation method of plaster of Paris. How plaster of Paris is get formed? Plaster of Paris is synthesized from gypsum. Gypsum is a very strong or very important substance in a formation of plaster of Paris. When gypsum is heated at 373 Kelvin, it loses its water molecule and become calcium sulfate hemihydrate, and that is known as a plaster of Paris. That's why sometimes for board exam point of view, this point is very important. Many time it is hard that which product is get formed when POP is treated with water molecule. So that is gypsum. When POP is treated with water molecule, then it will form a harder substance that is known as a gypsum, and which acquire the designing or the design of any pattern or whatever. Now, how it is prepared? When gypsum is heated, the formula of gypsum is CaSO4.2H2O. It is also a hydrous salt. When it get heated, what will happen? The 1.5 molecule of water molecule just get liberated, and we are able to get calcium sulfate along with half water molecule, and that is known as plaster of Paris. Now let's just see the uses of plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris is used by doctor for supporting fractured bone in the right position, means plaster. It is used for making toys and decorative materials. We all know it is also used for increasing smoothness of surface. It is used to rub on marbles. It make it smoother. In houses also we use to make a designing with the help of POP only. It is also used in formation of statues and other buildings also it is used. So these are the uses of plaster of Paris. Till now we discuss about all 5 type of salt. For board exam point of view, these salts play a very important role because among all the salt you are able to get at least 2 type of salt. In that question you will get question like this ki write down the formation and preparation along with the uses of any type of salt like either baking powder, washing soda, plaster of Paris, bleaching powder, whatever. Among all the salt you will get 2 type of salt for answering. Now let's just discuss some question and answers which is important for board exam point of view. Some important questions are: what is the common name of CaOCl2? That is bleaching powder or chloride of lime. Name the compound used for softening of water. That is washing powder or washing soda. What happens when baking soda is heated? Baking soda is heated, then we are able to get soda ash whose formula is Na2CO3 along with carbon dioxide and water molecule. Give properties and uses of bleaching powder. That we already know that bleaching powder is having a pale yellow color. It is a amorphous solid or amorphous powdered form of solid having a specific smell. Shows the exothermic reaction when treated with water. Uses: it is used as a disinfectant. Likewise, this many uses we already discussed. How can washing soda be obtained from baking soda? Very obvious. When we heat baking soda, we get soda ash, and that soda ash undergo water of crystallization process. Due to that, 10 molecule of water get attached with soda ash, and a formed compound is Na2CO3.10H2O, that is known as sodium carbonate decahydrate, which is known as a washing soda. Industrial name and industrial use for washing soda other than paper industry, glass industry it is used. Why plaster of Paris is stored in a moisture proof container? Because if it is kept in a moisture, then what will happen? It will get converted into form of gypsum, which is a very hard substance, and it become just like a stone. That's why plaster of Paris is stored in moisture proof container. What do you mean of water of crystallization? Whenever a certain amount of water molecule get attached with any salt, that is known as water of crystallization process. Shows that the activity. How you will prove that? Just take a copper sulfate. See, the color of copper sulfate is blue in color. So when you heat, immediately it become colorless, which shows that the present amount of water molecule is get evaporated. This shows that the copper sulfate is having water of crystallization molecule or water molecule in it. Now by this, the overall chapter, that is chapter 2, acids, bases and salt is over. Now just stay healthy, be happy and stay at home. Thank you.